So when I met you in 2016, you had just one anthology of poetry, right?
Yes.
So after a decade, you have three. So how did you manage to have three anthology of poetry within a decade? And you said that there were some, people who with Islamic faith, and they were chanting Quran at Swayambhunath, the sacred site of the Buddhist people. So how did you, feel that moment when you come to Nepal? The title of your paper was Using Graffiti in a Genji Language Classroom. So there are two important points, the Genji classroom and the graffiti.
Yes.
So how was the presentation and what was the vibes in the presentation room yesterday?
Thank you. To begin with, the paper was actually a very practical experience in my classroom.
We have a traditional cap, we call it Dhaka Topi. Have you heard anything about it?
Yes, I have seen. I've seen many Nepali men wearing that topi, colorful topi, and took some pictures too. I call them, what do you call? And they call Dhaka Topi. As a poet, I write when it comes to me. As a kind of God's blessing, it comes to me, I write. I can't force myself to write a single line. I think you are also a poet, you know that. No poet can write a single line unless it comes to him or her. I want to be, till my last breath, a good teacher. I met Abhi Subedi ji and Suman Pokhrel ji. Suman Pokhrel is a great poet. I googled actually, I found 200 quotes.
Nepal is from the proximity point of view, Nepal is the third nearest country after India and Myanmar.
Yes.
For Bangladesh. For Nepal, Bangladesh is the third nearest country after India and China.
Yes.
And there are Nepali speaking people in Bangladesh and there are Bangla speaking people in Nepal.
Yeah.
So how can we bridge the two people, two country and two cultures from the people like you and from the people like me?
I personally believe actually we are doing really well already. Already Nepali students are going to Bangladesh for study, as well as I have information that many of the Bangladeshi students are pursuing PhD in Tribhuvan University and others. So it is a vice versa relationship. It is a kind of reciprocal relationship. If your students are going to BRAC and Chittagong and studying, our people are also coming here to do PhD.
Namaste and welcome. This is Birat Anupam and today I am here with a very special guest all the way from Bangladesh, a very good poet, a passionate university teacher, and a recent, the guest at the NELTA's 30th International Conference. So today I'm joined by poet, university lecturer, teacher, and a very good traveler, and she is Nahid Kaiser. Nahid, you're welcome to Nepal and welcome to Shilapatra podcast.
Thank you, Birat Anupam, and thank you, Shilapatra podcast, for having me, and thank you, Nepal.
And it is, we are meeting again after a decade. In
Yes.
2016, we met at Delhi for the Sark Literature Festival. Festival Festival. So how do you remember our first meet in Delhi?
Definitely it was great, because that was the first time I met poets from 8 countries, including Bangladesh. So that was a great festival, and all the poets were actually very friendly, comfortable, cozy, encouraging. That was great.
So when I met you in 2016, you had just one anthology of poetry, right?
Yes.
So after a decade, you have three. So how did you manage to have three anthology of poetry within a decade? But for my side, I don't have any anthology so far. I'm
That's
jealous
a
of you.
story. That's a story, short story. First, actually, that was the first publication from Delhi, that anthology of English poetry. The title was Eve Unbound. That encouraged me, that I had a number of poems in my diaries, in my computers that I never looked at. So I started, collecting those and just rewriting or rethinking of them, and collected and sent to Delhi, sent to Kolkata, sent to Bangladeshi publishers. So fortunately, I could publish 2 more books.
Actually, your first anthology of poetry was published in English from New Delhi.
Yes.
The second in Bangla from Kolkata.
Kolkata.
And third one only published from your own country. So why
Yes.
did you, wait for 2 anthologies to get published from Bangladesh?
No, it's not that. It's accidental. I sent manuscripts to all the publishers, and it took time actually to come out, because in Bangladesh we wait for the book fair, Boi Mela, so that we publish our books then, and it has a number of audience. It sells good. So perhaps I was waiting for that. In other cases, I didn't wait for anything.
So let's talk about your Nepal travel, you know. So this is your first time in Nepal. You touched down at Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu. So before coming to Nepal, what was your imagination about Nepal? So after having been to Nepal, so what is your impression about Nepal? Please, could you tell about it?
Definitely, I'll be very honest about it. Before coming, it was just a new country for me. I didn't have much expectations from it. But after coming from the airport till now, I am having a number of friendly people. It's a haven for travelers, tourists, not because it has a warm, welcoming environment, natural environment, but actually emotionally. Emotionally, it is very warm, very cozy. People are really nice. I haven't seen any person, met any person who is a bit rude or unkind. Even a shopkeeper, even a Pathao captain, they are really nice and
So
kind.
Pathao is Bangladesh born and it is very popular in Nepal, right?
Yes, indeed.
So you are using Pathao that was born in Bangladesh. You have made so many friends who have studied in Bangladesh or have traveled to Bangladesh. So how do you feel when you see people have with the Bangladeshi connections?
First of all, I'm very proud that Bangladesh has got a very great place. I mean, Pathao has made a very great place here. It's a great business here. So economically, financially, they are actually feasible for people. And meeting people, yes, I met a number of people who studied in Bangladesh. They have studied medical in Bangladesh, engineering in Bangladesh. Recently, I met a poet, young poet, who studied in Brack University. So I'm very proud that Bangladesh is hosting a number of academicians from here. That's a good sign. A good friendship should be like that. Our neighbors.
So when we were talking about your travel to Swayambhunath this day, and you said that there were some, people who with Islamic faith, and they were chanting Quran at Swayambhunath, the sacred site of the Buddhist people. So how did you feel that moment when you come to Nepal?
Interestingly, I went Shambhunath taking 450, or they say actually, steps. I was about to die. And when I went there, it was really great, peaceful, Buddha. But most surprisingly, I met 3 children, 3 boys, wearing the Islamic marked dress with, cap on hand. We call it topi. And I called,
topi
who are
Nepali.
you? Actually,
that is also
Muslim.
Nepali language.
No, Muslim topi. Yes, I told them, what are you doing here? They say, we study Quran here at Shambhunath, which was first shocking to me. Really, Shambhunath is offering, Quran study here. They said yes. And I took a small video of them. I will share with you because it feels greater that communal friendship, and academically they are hosting all the religions. And here actually I found people from all over the world. In NELTA conference as well as wherever I am going, it's actually people-friendly country.
So let us talk about NELTA. You had your paper yesterday.
Yes.
And the title of your paper was Using Graffiti in a Genji Language Classroom. So there are 2 important points, the Genji classroom and the graffiti.
Yes.
So how was the presentation and what was the vibes in the presentation room yesterday?
Thank you. To begin with, the paper was actually a very practical experience in my classroom. My students are all Gen Z. I teach in university first semester, second semester, and they are mostly bored with old topics. So I wanted to make the class interesting. So I told them because after 2024, the students of our country actually painted the whole city, whole country with graffitis. So I told them, go collect whatever graffiti you want, bring it to classroom. But I gave them some direction that please don't hurt any religion, don't hurt any gender, don't mention any strong political opinion, but be friendly and open. So they chose a number of graffitis which I used, and then I made the paper. And about the room, I didn't believe this much actually appraised, this much applaud in the classroom. My presentation was applauded, appreciated. It was full of questions, welcoming notes, and they enjoyed it because it is very relevant. Classroom.
And your presentation room was one of the crowded
yes,
one
yes.
there. So how
Engaged.
it was possible?
I would say it is not. I would not count the crowd. Maybe 25%, but it was most engaged. It was engaging. I have attended so many rooms, but I didn't find any presentation that engaging, because engaging is when everyone was interested, they were asking questions, they were giving opinion, and they gave me double time. I was supposed to have only 20 minutes, but fortunately another participant didn't come, so they gave me double time.
Bonus time, right?
Actually, I am privileged.
So in Bangladesh there was July uprising in 2024.
Yes.
After 15 months, Nepal had the Gen Z movement on September 8 and September 9,
Yes, yes.
2025. So what was the talk of the town about Nepal's Gen Z movement in Bangladesh tea shops, in cafes, and or in the the people's room?
Definitely. There were actually two types of, if I'm honest, actually, there are two types of response. Most of the elderly people I know, actually, they are not for much change. Elderly people are, they are traditional, they don't want much change. But the younger they want change. So if the change is for good, definitely change should be appreciated. Perhaps the way of expression can be sometimes violent. They are sometimes doing destructions, which is not appreciable. But actually, rebellious or revolution is universal. It's universal. It happens. Whenever something wrong happens or people rebel. It's not the first time in the world that actually people are uprising. We have a history of uprising, history of rebel.
And that is the repetition of the history. Right?
Definitely, history repeats itself.
So what did people talk about Nepal when there was Gen Z movement and you guys are you guys
I actually
saw-
answered in my previous answer actually, but perhaps I will repeat that the opinion was divided. The elderly people actually didn't like it, the way they didn't like even in our country. And the younger people actually appreciated it the way they appreciate it in our country. I answered in that way actually.
Okay, let's talk again about the poetry. So your first poetry anthology was in English.
Yes.
And the upcoming other two were in
Bangla.
Bangla. So do you write originally in English or you translate it from the Bangla into English? So what is your poetry
Bilingual.
experience?
I'm a bilingual poet. I write in English, I write in Bangla. I'm a literary translator too, so I translate from Bengali to English and English to Bangla. As I have considerable command of both languages, I do. I don't translate my work. I don't have to.
Okay, I have one poetry of yours. You were born in Dhaka, you were raised in Dhaka, right? And in the English anthology, there is a poem titled Dhaka. Let me recite
Yes.
few lines. In the city of men, still men from village, men from the hill, all busy with making money, be it rainy day, be it sunny. In the public buses, you see the crowd. The city is noisy, clumsy and loud. Man, holes are hardly covered. City fathers are barely bother. So much waste, so little beans. To pee on the street is no way mean. The smell makes you puke at Korwan Bazaar. So you have written something about the
But
Dhaka.
at the end, it was great. Please
Okay, let me
read
read
the
the
end.
last one. Oh Dhaka, I love you at all cost. Without you, I am simply lost.
Yes, you
So
should
how
have
did
read
you?
that.
Oh, I'm sorry to read the earlier parts only. So how did you manage to compose this beautiful poem?
Because I'm born and bred in Dhaka, I smell it, I live it. So I have written whatever that has come to my mind. That I smell sometimes, I feel good, sometimes I feel bad, sometimes I feel, "Oof, I want to leave this city." But at the end of the day, actually, I love my city and I'm lost without Dhaka. Wherever in the world, Dhaka is Dhaka. No comparison.
Do you know any information that we have traditional cap, we call it Dhaka topi? Have you heard anything about it?
Yes, I have seen. I've seen many Nepali men wearing that topi, colorful topi, and took some pictures too. I call them, what do you call? And they call Dhaka topi. And I'm Dhaka. Dhaka is our capital. Dhaka means perhaps cover, right?
No, actually, I don't know the exact history, but some people say that there was Nepal's first Rana Prime Minister, Janga Bahadur Rana,
Okay.
and his sister purchased a topi from the Dhaka.
Okay.
It was maybe in the British time, right?
Okay.
So the sea pod says that beautiful topi from Dhaka. So it was, and the Prime Minister donned that topi. So from that era, people started to call it Dhaka. So this
Oh.
is the something people say about it.
Oh, that's great.
And it has Dhaka connection, definitely.
I'm proud then.
We can call it like, topi diplomacy.
Okay. Okay,
So let
then,
me talk about your experience as a poet, as a translator, as a bilingual poet. So which portion is very easier? Translator, poet in English, or poet in, Bangla?
okay, if I take only two verbs, as a poet, I write when it comes to me. As a kind of God's blessing, it comes to me, I write. I can't force myself to write a single line. I think you are also a poet, you know that. No poet can write a single line unless it comes to him or her. But
I say the poetry is not the verb. Poetry is not a noun, it is the verb. It occurs.
Yes, definitely it occurs. But as translator, I decide. I choose. Sometimes people say, please translate my poems. I do. But if I don't understand it, I don't go get into it, I don't do. Translation is a creative work and imaginative as well. So it's a process. When I do, I'm serious. I work a lot on translation. Whether it is in Bangla to English, English to Bangla, I work a lot. From one poem, I can spend 1 week because I want to make it perfect. So actually, translation is a kind of process. But poetry, it comes like a blessing, a drop of rain from heaven. So it comes and I just catch it. That's it.
And the PhD thesis you are working on is about the Rabindranath Tagore and the feminism, something like
Yes.
that. And if you look at the Golden Book of Tagore, there is a one, the sentence from the Nepali personality, Jaya Prithvi Bajut Singh. And he have written about that in the Golden Book of Tagore. And
Gotcha.
personally speaking, Tagore has also, praised the Nepali people. When there was an earthquake in 1934, he was one of the first great personality to offer his help, something like that. So, as a Bangladeshi people, your national anthem is also penned by the Rabindranath Tagore.
Yes.
And actually, Rabindranath Tagore is from India, right? But still, there is no political boundary. You guys are the same. You have the similar culture,
I
right?
think I have something to say here.
Sure.
Poets, novelists, artists, they are for the world.
Transbound to people.
Let's not tag them with any country.
True.
Rabindranath Tagore is a poet, novelist, great writer. Whatever he has written, it is for the world. So whatever good in it, we will take it.
So when he got the Nobel Literary Prize in 1913,
13.
and it was the first for the Asian people.
Yes.
So
And
I'm
then
also-
it was
I'm-
not Bangladesh or India or Pakistan.
Yeah.
It was undivided.
Yeah. So what made you think about the Rabindranath Tagore and work on the thesis on Tagore and feminism?
Definitely. First of all, Tagore has always been an influence on my life, work, my grooming actually. And then when I thought of, I'm a student of English department, so I'm expected to work on English poets or European poets, writers, authors. But I think I'm a Bangladeshi, I'm a Bengali, I will work on a Bengali poet. And that's why I took, and women or presentation of women is always my concern. So I took actually a feminist take on Rabindranath Tagore. And though the PhD is not improving much, but I am learning a lot. That's it, through the process.
You have met so many poets from Nepal during the Sark Literature Festival. So
Yes.
in this visit also, you have talked to some of the poets. You have talked about their anthology also. You have recently met the Nepali poet and novelist Sima Awas also in Shilapatra studio. So what is your impressions about Nepali poems and poetry, poems and poets, and do you name some of the poets you have been influenced?
Definitely. First of all, I met Abhi Subedi ji and Suman Pokhrel ji. Suman Pokhrel is a great poet. I googled actually, I found 200 quotes, and they are quoted everywhere.
And I have quotations of more than 1,000. I have one word file about his
Okay.
quotation.
Okay.
And when I was in India as part of the Prime Minister visit, in the one of the newspapers editorial that began from the poetry quotation of Suman Pokhrel. He have written a poetry about the Taj Mahal that has been quoted worldwide. So I am very proud to have a poet like that in Nepal.
And
So
he
what is
is
your
also
impression?
anthologized in many countries. Actually, syllabus, I found that in Google. My impression is actually most of the writings I found are philosophical, about humanity, about nature, about, what should I say, as a poet, it's big. They have big messages. So perhaps this is the influence of the environment you are grooming on. The Himalaya has made it possible for you to write that kind of poetry.
Yesterday we were watching the Himalayas from the Camaraderie hills, and I asked you, do you have written any poetry on the Himalayas? And you said a poet write about the surrounding. So I have written so many poems about the oceans, seas, but not about the Himalayas. Will you be writing poetry in Himalayas in the days ahead?
Yes, it's very much possible because I believe if it doesn't come to me, for example, Chandragiri is affecting me. It doesn't help me, to sleep without writing a line. Only then poetry comes. So I am waiting for that moment when these memories of Chandragiri and watching at Himalaya will make me write, definitely.
So, despite being a published poet in your country and abroad, and you like to call yourself as a passionate university teachers.
I do.
So many people who are university lecturer, professor, and they also write poetry. They want to be noted as a poet, but you have the contrasting identity that you want to be more known as a university teacher. So
Yes.
why do you like to be noted as a teacher?
Teacher. Teaching is my passion. Ever since I started to talk, actually, I had a quality of explaining things or making things in an easy way and performing. I'm a performer. In a classroom, I used to teach drama for 18 years and 8 months. For drama, for poetry, I was like very popular to my students because I performed with them as a character, however the character, I started to perform. So when I stand, I talk, actually whole of my body parts talk together. I didn't just talk from my mouth actually. So I perform. So I think it's a teacher in me that I cherish most. I'm proud of. I want to be till my last breath a good teacher. And even yesterday when I performed, a colleague from Prakash, his name is Prakash from Nepal, he took hundreds of photos of me and found I'm moving my hand, making faces, doing this, doing that when I was talking, and he took all the pictures. And then it gave me another confidence that yes, actually, whatever when I say using my whole body. So that's the nature of good teaching actually. I
And in
teach
your
through my
social
body.
media, you write like teaching is performing. So how do you describe this?
This you just can't go to the dais and tell them to. And another thing I would like to join yesterday and last 2 days in Elta workshops and papers what I heard, and there is an issue of class controlling or class management. I personally don't like the word controlling. In my class, I teach Gen Zs ever, and I'm very happy about that. I don't try to control it. I have always tried to manage. That is class management, first of all. And then when I perform, they are bound to look at me, listen to me. I don't have to shout and make them listen to me. I don't have to, pat on the bench. Listen, listen. No. They will listen. They will look. If I prepare myself like that. So I believe in that kind of teaching. And that is why I'm telling that don't call me a poet or researcher. Before anything, I'm a teacher. And I believe in teaching as a wholesome experience. Not in the classroom. Out of the classroom, I have a very good relation with my students. My former students come to my home. I make coffee for them at my place. I visit to their place. It's a relationship that started in classroom. So that is why it is an abiding force in my life.
So let's talk about two countries, Nepal and Bangladesh. Bangladesh and Nepal. Nepal is from the proximity point of view, Nepal is the third nearest country after India and Myanmar.
Yes.
For Bangladesh. For Nepal, Bangladesh is the third nearest country after India and China.
Yes.
And there are Nepali speaking people in Bangladesh, and there are Bangla speaking people in Nepal.
Yeah.
So how can we bridge the two people, two country, and two cultures from the people like you and from the people like me?
I personally believe actually we are doing really well already. Already Nepali students are going to Bangladesh for study, as well as I have information that many of the Bangladeshi students are pursuing PhD in Tribhuvan University and others. So it is a vice versa relationship. It is a kind of reciprocal relationship. If your students are going to BRAC and Chittagong and studying, our people are also coming here to do PhD. So the education is going really well. About the business, I don't have much idea. As a teacher, I can say that. But culturally, both are actually much similar. We have similar vocabularies, we have similar tones, and we have similar foods. Bhat, rice and dal,
We also call
vegetable.
kukur, we also call kukur.
Kukur.
We call topi, you call topi.
So, interestingly, we share many things together. But perhaps both government can take more steps. For example, I believe in teacher exchange. If I could get chance to come here and teach at least 1 month to some school, I could give my potentiality to here. So from here we can take teacher to Bangladesh and share our teaching experiences. I think this could be better academically.
So I know you are in a hurry. You have to travel many places around Kathmandu.
Yes.
So respecting your time constraint. So anything, and I didn't ask you, but you want to tell to the people watching Shilapatra podcast?
At the end, of course, I would say I would love to come to Nepal again and again because of the friendly people, friendly nature, and definitely friends like you. And I invite you to go to my country too.
Sure, I'll come with my wife.
Please do.
And you have said that you will arrange the 3 nights with my wife, right?
Only if you go with your wife.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please show her the video so that, thank you.
Okay, that's all for now. Stay connected. Stay tuned. I will be coming with another guest and another topic in the upcoming Shilapatra podcast.
तपाईले मलाई चिन्नु भएन जस्तो छ। मेरो मुठीमा ठुला ठुला मान्छे छन्।
को छन् नि?
यो देशको मन्त्री, नेता, पुलिस, कर्मचारी, सांसद।
ओहो, अनि अरु को छन् नि?
अनि न्यायाधीश, ठुला ठुला उद्योगी, व्यापारी, पत्रकार, कलाकार, खेलाडी, भूमाफिया, जलमाफिया सबै मेरो मुठीमा छन्।
तपाईको दाबीको कुनै प्रमाण छ?
छ। यी हेर्नुस्, यी छैनन् त सबै मेरो मुठीमा।
दुनिया तपाईको मुठीमा। शिलापत्र.com